Sorry, I was actually
Yeah,
a little distracted with this phone. So,
felt like technical difficulties.
technical.
Now, I mean, this is technically the second time I've done this contest that Susan Hanasan's been doing.
Oh,
I think
when
the
was the first
first time
time?
was like, no, this wasn't the first time. This is the second time. The first time was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But it was through a different kind of contest. It was a kind of like I think it was a collaboration between her and I forget the name of the company, but it was like a Japanese candy company.
Hmm.
And so one of the Tokubetsu show like special prizes where you get like a special like limited edition, candy and other things like that. So I did it, and I was basically done. But this time, I saw it again, and I wasn't 100% sure if I should do it or not. But I think I asked you, and said, yeah, try it. And I did it again, and it was I think the same song because Koto ni kanzu is a pretty popular poem, and it had a good outcome. So I'm very happy with the outcome. Yeah.
Right. I see.
hmm How about you? How did you find it?
Yeah, so I knew that this YouTube channel, it's um owned by a Japanese Shigin like organization. I know
Yeah.
that they have this YouTube channel, but I didn't know Suzuhana-san has a
hmm
program in this YouTube channel. I didn't know. So
hmm
so Justin, it's because of Justin I got to know this and I joined. So yeah, thank you, Justin, for telling me about this. And I'm glad that I tried. We both tried, and and
I'm
yeah.
so glad. I'm so glad you got the first. That's so cool that you got it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I checked
Yeah.
the X. Some people
Yeah.
submit via X, and I
Yeah.
saw a couple of videos there. There's
Yeah.
some like there are many variety range of age and experience, and I was very surprised. And I've been doing this for almost 20 years, but some of them were just first try or very beginners. So I was like, can I join? But there was no condition to join.
Yeah.
They said that anybody can join. So
Yeah.
okay, so I joined and got first
Yeah.
place. But yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But it's good experience, and I'm so glad that so many people are interested in this Shigin. I think because of Suzuhana-san, because she's very
Yeah.
popular
Most
singer
definitely.
worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm so glad that we're part of this project. We love Shigin, and then we also want to, let everybody know about this Japanese culture, Shigin
hmm
music. And so, yeah. So I joined because of you, Justin.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Nah.
I actually noticed
Mm.
while watching her program that I
Mm.
was not the only foreigner.
Yeah,
There were
I
there were
noticed that.
several entries from
Mm.
like Southeast Asia,
Mm. I
right?
noticed
I,
that
I,
some people are
I
non-Japanese.
yeah, I don't exactly remember. I think maybe one was from Indonesia, but I'm not a hundred
Mm.
percent sure. But there were, I think, maybe two or three other people
Mm.
that were from Southeast Asia.
Mm.
Um, and then me from
Mm.
the U.S. So
Mm.
it kind of
Mm.
made me happy. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's getting a little
Good.
a
Yeah,
little
see?
international.
She
Yeah,
is becoming global.
yeah,
Music. It's
yeah.
so nice to see. Yeah. So,
And
mm.
and I know this is kind of off topic a little bit, but
Mm.
I got a well, not really. I got a message from a a friend of mine that lives in Hawaii. That's like a
Mm.
yoga instructor, right? Someone
Mm.
someone I know on Instagram,
Mm.
and she messaged me I think 2 days ago, and she said, "Hey, I met somebody here, kind of like in Hawaii,
Mm.
that she said does shigin."
Mm.
So I was like, "Hey, okay, there's a couple places around the world, especially in America and I think in Canada. There are few places where people do Shigin, but it's extremely small.
Yes, actually, I know because Hawaii, they they have big Japanese populations there,
Yeah,
and I know, yes, I know Shigin group exist in Hawaii and in the States. Nah, we would love to, connect with them someday.
But one day that would be
One
amazing.
day, yes.
Yes.
That would be so, fingers crossed. Then, so that's how we joined the contest this time. And and so Justin, so we decided to join this contest, and Koto ni kanzu, the Chinese poem, was the song that we had to sing. And it happens to be, I think it's one of your favorite Chinese poems to sing.
Oh yeah, it's by far one of my favorites.
Yeah. So could you tell us how, how did you want it sounds like, or how did you sing this, and what would you say to people who are learning Shigin? Do you have any, I don't know, advice or tips, or what you had in mind when you were singing Koto ni Kanzu?
I can't teach anything. I'm still learning, and
Very humble.
my teacher would be mad at me if I said this. So sensei, I'm not teaching. If my sensei watches this, I'm not teaching. I'm just giving my opinion. Because I'm pretty sure she's gonna watch this. So, sensei, I'm not teaching. But the first part, how did I approach was kind of
How?
was kind of a mixture of Suzuhana-san's style, which I think the way she sings comes from the and I'm forgetting the Japanese name, but like the Japan what's it called, the like the big foundation. Like I'm forgetting the long name. It's like the long name. Kin. Yeah. Like I'm so sorry, I forget. Yeah, but it's a long name. But they're like the biggest, I think, organization of Shigin in the country, and they have their own particular style of singing, which is different from the style that I'm learning. And so I think when I did, okay. So like for example, right, the first part of Koto ni Kanzu is Hana Hirakiba, right? So usually with like Suzuhana-san and the other similar styles, it's something like Hana Hirakeba, right? But the style that I'm learning is a little bit different. It's more of like Hana Hirakeba, right? So there's a difference in how you hold out note, and the so I'm not good at describing it. I guess you would say the accents and the timing and everything. But how I approached it was essentially trying to mix, I guess, those two different styles, because I didn't want to over stress my style. Like, look how different I am. But now that I think about it, I probably should have done it in the style that I'm learning, because it would be, I think, a little, interesting to hear that there are different, let's use a language term, dialects of Shigin, right? So one thing you'll notice, if you ever, you know, if people who watch this, if they ever come here to Japan to do it, there are different kind of accents or dialects of Shigin where you'll have the same poems, but the accents, the stresses, how long you hold out the vowel sounds and things are different, right? So the basic words like hana hirakeba would be the same, but how you sing it can vary from different styles, and I think that can be interesting and useful for other people to hear.
Yes. So you know the difference between groups. Shigin sounds basic is the same. It's sort of melody and the music. It has a basic not basic rules.
Yeah.
But you can also customize it and put more originality. So Justin knows various styles, and he can actually try sing
Not
different
really.
styles. You
Not
have highly
really.
skilled singer.
No, not really. I just listened
but,
to it.
but you
Like,
know the
but I've
difference, and
only,
you can
yeah.
sing differently. So that
There's those two. Just
that's
those two
amazing.
things.
No, I
Just
can
those
do
two
only
things.
one style. I can't do
Yeah.
your style. It's very difficult. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean,
Mm,
I think for me being a foreigner
mm,
doing Shigin, I am I am more not more, but I am very interested in the world of Shigin.
mm,
Right? What it tends to be in Japan, and you can please correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've
mm,
observed, that in Japan, if you join a particular school of a traditional art, like a martial art or um, tea ceremony school, flower arrangement, the ikebana or shigin or something,
mm.
these art forms will have within them their own individual
Yeah.
like schools and styles.
Yeah.
And it tends to be in Japan, if you join a style,
Mm,
you are in that style,
mm,
right? You
yeah.
are only in that group, right?
Yes,
Go
very
from
good.
group to group. You're only in the group. But
Mm,
for me, I'm a gaijin. I'm like,
mhm,
yo, I like Shigin. I like the entire world of it.
mm,
So I am very interested in all of the styles.
mm,
Officially, and respectfully, I learn one specific style.
mm,
But YouTube, I'll just go and I'll look at
mm,
all of the
mm,
different
mm,
styles
mm,
and just study all, not intensely, but I'll go through and just listen to them
mm, mm,
and listen to how they're a little different, and it's just really fun.
mm.
Um,
Yeah,
and
fantastic.
yeah,
Yes, so
yeah,
that's very a Japanese thing. If you belong to one place, then you stay there until you die. Like very, it's a
I mean,
loyalty
yeah,
you have. And I
I mean,
respect
yeah,
Japanese culture and traditions.
yeah,
However, I hope we will have a little bit more flexibility in that area.
yeah,
I mean, I like Sheen as well, and I would like to interact with more people from other schools, other style. People
yeah.
doing different styles. However, it's been very difficult for me to do. It would be like disloyalty for my group or my teacher.
Bro, just go and
But,
talk to people, like, bro, like,
but it's 21st century, 2024, and I noticed that there's so many people start doing SNS and talk about Shigin or lots of
mhm.
videos these days, and hopefully we'll be more having fun with more people with
Yeah, yeah, like if you go,
background.
yeah. Oh,
Hopefully.
sorry, like if
Mm,
you go on X, for example, there's a
mm,
lot of um, I've noticed there's a lot of accounts
mm.
uh, uh, dealing with Shigin that are more of like they all look like Vocaloid Shigin accounts. And
Vocaloid.
even on YouTube, there's like yeah, kind of, or not Vocaloid, not Vocaloid,
Mm,
like the VTuber type thing.
me
Like
too.
there's one channel on YouTube. I'll have to find it and show it to you.
Mm,
Where it's this guy who has like a kind of like an anime style
mhm,
character face, and he'll go and he'll interview different, YouTube creators, and they all have their own like little anime avatars, and they'll just talk about Shigin and different poems, and it's kind of like a fun little variety kind of live thing that they do. I have to say, I can't describe it real well, but if you watch it, it's very kind of like interesting.
They're talking about Shigin?
Yeah. Like they're talking about it, and usually it'll be one person that does Shigin, and he'll kind of like invite other people that don't really know a lot about it.
Wow.
I don't know how often this person makes content, but I'll have to find them up and show it to you because it's pretty interesting.
Wow,
And then
very
there's the
interesting.
Shigin channel, or as he does it, I mean this with respect when I say this. What does he do? He does Shigin channel, like something I can't do it right, but like you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. That dude's real cool. I don't know him personally, but I've kind of followed his stuff, and he does a lot of really interesting takes on Shigin.
Right. His explanation is great, logical, and he explains very well. Shigin.
Easy to follow. Yeah. So I mean, you'll have more and more people now, especially younger people, like in their 30s and 20s and even 40s, 40s, 30s, 20s, that are using more internet culture, not only technology but internet culture, to try and bring Shigin into the modern world. Not necessarily the art form itself, because the art form of Shigin stays basically the same, its traditional form, but kind of the packaging of it, how you deliver it to a newer audience, I think is changing. So like with these little instant lives and things like that, I think this would be great, and also gives an opportunity to explain some of it, kind of like you asked me with like the technical side of it. Like you asked me about a tip, right? What are some tips I would give? Well, it's not really a tip, but one of the most difficult things I struggle with Shigin is maintaining a maintaining my notes, especially if I'm going between two notes, like trying not to go too high and not too low. So for example, if again I take the first part of Koto ni kanzu, hana hirakeba, like right there, like to keep that hirakeba, and that little part, like my teacher can explain what it's called, but like I call it like a little twist, right? So like at the end, or in the middle and then at the end, so like hana hirakeba, that little and so you kind of twist down, like that little detail tends to be really difficult for me, because you're making very slight changes to your, right? Like if you look at it, it's pretty simple. You're going up one note, down one note, right? Or sometimes it's like up, down, down. So it's like you're changing between only three notes, which isn't really that difficult if you think about it. But when you try it, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like and what I've had to learn is to, well, of course, practice, right? Of course, practice, but also to try to focus on what my airway is doing, what my the different parts of my throat are doing, what my diaphragm is doing, and what the shape of my mouth and of my tongue, and so I guess a tip or advice or something I've learned would be to focus on what your mouth is doing. Like try to be aware of the little movements of your face, because those changes affect the sound, it affects the air. Like one thing, one of my bad habits is like if I would sing, it would usually like I would sing in the back of my mouth, like right, like it kind of goes back.
なるほど。
But what I was told is to kind of go up and
Right.
out,
Out,
right?
out.
And so those are things that you need to kind of be aware of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was like really long.
But yeah, I understand. Shigin is such a short poem, very short poem, and it seems very easy to sing, but it's actually not. It's very difficult if you start paying attention to details. It's very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's one of the Shigin's good points that we both are addicted to it, right? It's very
Yeah.
difficult.
And I want to say the good point about that is, right, the good point, of course, in the beginning, it's difficult and everything. But when you start to understand those technical points, how to make those micro changes, how to breathe, how to adjust your face and everything, then you start to really like express the nuance of the poems, right? I like to describe Shigin as sort of like you're carving with your voice, like you're making a sculpture with your voice.
That's what I always think. Yes, it's like
Yeah.
sculpting. Yes, it's actually something we're building something inside of our body, sort of.
Yeah. So like you'll have like painting, right? Where you have these broad brush strokes, and it's very soft and gentle. But with the Shigin, it's a lot kind of sharper and
line.
shorter, right? So kind of like you're carving and cutting an image. And that can be very important in expressing the themes of these poems, because some of these poems can be very happy. You have lots of poems about celebration and joy. You have lots of poems about war, battle, revenge. You also have lots of poems about loneliness and despair and hopelessness, and all of that needs to come from your voice but not you, right? If that makes sense. Like one of my old teachers, she told me that you make kind of like the audience feel the song without you kind of giving your emotion, right? Yeah.
Very deep. Yes.
Sorry. I can go on forever about this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can talk about this forever. But yeah, thank you, Justin. So yeah, that's what we've been thinking and try to do when you sing Koto ni kanzu, and I see.
Well, what about you? I mean, you're an actual teacher, and you've been doing this longer than me. So, like, what do you
So
think? Teach
yeah, these
me,
days,
educate me.
yes, I wanted to make video about Shigin, right? So I tried a couple of these recently, but I noticed how bad I am to explain about Shigin, and how little knowledge I have actually about Shigin. So it's so hard to tell and what it actually is. Yeah, but for me, I'm still learning. I'm still
Yeah.
growing as a Shigin singer, and I'm not perfect. But I have this like 20 years something career. So I learned a lot. So maybe I have something that I can share.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But for me, so I never, so every time I sing on the stage or somewhere in front of people, I always, have find out something that I couldn't do. I made a mistake in some part. So it's hard to tell, but this Shigin challenge, particularly if I have to explain, I try to be physically ready for singing. I try to focus on my vocalizing thing. So I pay attention to my breath, breathings, and in this video I try to I pay attention to my pronunciation.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Oh, I should have
difficult for
said
me
that.
too.
Yeah, that's really important.
I'm native Japanese speaker, but I'm struggling pronouncing correct Japanese. So, and these days, that's what I've been uh, practicing. I pay attention to my breathings and vocalization and pronunciation. So I try to create my voice as a real, like a Shigin voice, and try to have a clear pronunciation. So that's what I try to do, and that's how I sound in Shigin
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
But
But
you know, oh yeah, but it's a Shigin, right? So it's actually we're always focusing on technical things, but important thing is to understand the poem and deliver the content of the poem. So that was in my head. Okay, I have to feel and deliver what poem it's trying to say. But but also I want to be Shigin. I want to do Shigin music, so I try to pay attention to my breathing and vocalizing stuff. Yeah, did I answer your question? I don't know.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's very difficult.
It's a mixture. It's a mix of the technical breathing techniques. Proper pronunciation, which kind of like you said, it sounds easy, especially like, oh well, you're Japanese, you should be able to pronounce it perfectly. But when you sing these poems, it can be a little difficult to really get a clear pronunciation, especially with some of the slight, differences of the vowels. Like,
yes, and actually, my
but
friends, Natural Living 127. That's my friend from Australia. Thank you for your comment. I don't know if she's still here.
oh,
Yeah. Yeah. So it's almost 30 minutes. Time flies.
we gotta sing it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, why don't we sing again?
Okay.
Just maybe this time in your style, or you're gonna do Suzuhana?
I'll try it. I'll try my style.
Ooh, because your style
Yeah.
is very cool. Sounds
Well,
really,
thank
really
you,
cool
thank you,
and
thank
very
you.
powerful.
All thanks to my wonderful sensei, um, which I hope she sees this. I really hope she watches
I
it.
hope you will
Sensei,
watch this video. Yeah.
よろしくお願いします. But okay, so I'll do just the first line.
Yes.
All right, so ことに kanzu うふん花開けば蝶枝に蜜 Okay.
Woo!
There we go.
The first sentence
Thank
of the
you.
poem.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I guess just to say, hana hirakeba is when flowers open. Cho is butterfly. Wait, yeah, butterfly.
Yes.
Eda ni, what is it? Cho eda ni mitsu. So when flowers open, butterflies gather. a lot of butterflies gathered. Which, in the context of the poem and everything, and the theme is referring to when someone is very well off or doing very well in life, they will have lots of people around them, kind of demonstrated by the butterflies floating around a flower. But as you will figure out later on in the poem, when the flower is not blossoming, it's a quite different situation. But anyway, all right, you guys, let's hear that first place voice.
頑張ろう。ちょっと待って、hold on. Yes, go out sing the first part as well. Oops. Nice. Reading and vocal pronunciation. 花開けば蝶枝に蜜
Oh wait, I gotta put my phone down.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yay.
And that is different. Yeah, see, those two styles are pretty different.
Different styles.
Yeah, but I love it.
Yay. Yes. So yes, that was all for today.
Thank you very much.
It's always fun to talk about Shigin in English.
Oh yeah, like it's so literally no one else does it.
No one else will do it.
Yeah.
Or haven't done it.
We need to do this again. We need to make this like an Insta Live series. Because I know you've been doing a couple lives recently with my teacher, and like that's and I've noticed that y'all have been making some really interesting, like y'all have been getting guests, right? Like y'all have guest speakers, like but for the English, like it's only me. Like we need a guest.
Yeah, so that was Japanese only session. And Kaneko Sensei, the Japanese sensei, now has many friends, and she's her group is growing, and it's good. But we also, but we want to do English session as well, and hopefully we will have guests and talk about Shigin or music.
One day we'll have it.
I love talking about Shigin in English.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Like we need to. You know what? Later we'll talk about this, but we'll try to make this more regular. So we'll do this again.
Yes, do this again. And it's 30 minutes, and I'll edit this video. Hopefully, I'll try to add subtitle in Japanese so that English speaker Japanese can understand. I'll try to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be good.
So, yeah.
But all right. But thank you again.
Thank you for the time, Justin.
And I'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye-bye.